Retired intelligence Colonel George Mitchell was looking out his window. Same routine for 6 months. The mailman would come at 10:30 a.m., drop off letters, leave. Normal. But something had changed in the last 2 weeks. The same mailman, to the same house, was coming again at 3:15 p.m. Same uniform, same bag, but there was a difference. On his second visit, he never left any mail. Just rang the doorbell, waited 47 seconds, left. Mitchell had worked 34 years at the CIA. Was this a code exchange? And 47 seconds. That was a familiar duration. Welcome to Retired People Stories. Before we share this incredible story of detection and counterintelligence, let us know in the comments where you're watching from today. And if you believe retired heroes are the silent guardians of our neighborhoods, hit that subscribe button and support our channel. Because some agents retire, but trained eyes never close. Wednesday, November 8th, 10:15 a.m. Arlington, Virginia, a quiet suburban neighborhood, tree-lined streets, nice houses, peaceful community. Colonel George Mitchell, 70 years old, retired CIA intelligence officer. He'd worked 34 years at Langley, Soviet desk, counterintelligence, mole hunting, Berlin, Moscow, Prague. He'd seen the darkest days of the Cold War, dead drops, code exchanges, double agents. He'd retired in 2015, bought a modest house in Arlington, planned a quiet retirement with his wife Barbara. But Barbara had passed from cancer 2 years ago. Now he was alone. But being alone meant observation for Mitchell. His window faced the street. Every day he'd sit, drink his coffee, pretend to read the newspaper, but actually watch. For 6 months he'd memorized the neighborhood. Who leaves when, who comes when, who has guests, whose dog is sick. And mailman Jim Henderson, 15-year USPS employee, reliable, every day at 10:30, never late. His route was fixed. But 2 weeks ago something changed. When he first noticed, he took notes. October 25th, Jim came back to 237 at 3:15 p.m. No package, no letter, just doorbell. October 26th, same again, 3:15, 237, waited 47 seconds. October 27th to 28th, weekend, didn't come. October 30th, 3:15, 237, 47 seconds, 47 seconds. This wasn't random. Mitchell knew. He'd learned at CIA. 47 seconds was standard wait time. If door doesn't open, security threat, abort. 237 house, the Johnson family, or so it seemed. They'd moved in 3 months ago. Middle-aged couple, no children, quiet, normal. But Mitchell knew normal, and this wasn't normal. November the 8th, Mitchell was sitting at the window. 10:28 a.m. Jim's truck turned the corner. 10:30. Jim came to Mitchell's house. Electric bill, a magazine. Normal. Continued to other houses. 234, 235, 236. Stopped. Left mail. Normal. Mitchell waited, checked his watch. 3 p.m. Mitchell had finished lunch, returned to window. 3:14 p.m. Jim's truck appeared again, but something was different. Jim's posture, more upright, more careful. Looked around, street was empty. Walked to 237, rang doorbell. Mitchell grabbed binoculars, small, compact, bought for bird watching, or so he said. Door opened. Mitchell saw who opened it, not Mr. Johnson. Younger, 30s, Slavic features. Jim went inside. This wasn't normal. Mailmen don't enter houses. 4 minutes. Jim came out, had something in his hand, small brown envelope. Mitchell's heart rate increased. This was a dead drop. Classic KGB tactic. Courier takes message, leaves it elsewhere. No trace, no connection. Jim got in his truck, left. Mitchell stood up, grabbed phone, an old number, hadn't used in 8 years. Langley, Retired Affairs Office. This is Mitchell, Colonel George Mitchell, retired, code 77-Alpha. Colonel Mitchell, you show as retired in the system. There's an active situation, Arlington, possible dead drop operation. 1 moment, sir. 30 seconds later, familiar voice. George? George Mitchell? Frank? Frank Morrison? Yes, George. What's happening? You haven't called in 8 years. Frank, there's a mailman, USPS, but he's couriering. 237 Maple Street. Looks like a safe house. George, you're retired. Maybe you're wrong. 47 seconds, Frank. He waits 47 seconds at the door. Silence. Damn it, 47 is our protocol. I know, and the residents are Slavic. Address? 237 Maple Street, Arlington. Sending a team. You stay home. Mitchell hung up, but didn't stay home. Grabbed his jacket, went outside, like taking a walk. Old man, cane, slow. Passed by 237, curtains closed, but garage door open, 2 cars inside. One Toyota Camry, Virginia plates, normal. The other, Mitchell paused, Mercedes. Diplomatic plates, immunity. Even FBI can't touch. Mitchell pulled out phone, called Frank. Frank, there's diplomatic plates, CD 247. Wait, checkin', Russian consulate, cultural attaché. Cultural attaché? What's he doing in Arlington? Don't know, George, but this is our business now. You back off. Mitchell went home, but didn't stop watching. 4 p.m. Black SUV arrived. 4 people got out. Suits, FBI. Went to 237, rang doorbell. Nobody answered. Rang again. Door opened. Mr. Johnson, old friendly face. FBI went inside. 10 minutes, came out, empty-handed. Mitchell understood. House had been cleaned, professionally. Phone rang. Frank. George, house is clean. Normal family, the Johnsons, retired teachers. Frank, I saw. There was a Slavic man. Nobody there, George. Just the old couple. The diplomatic car? Gone. Only Toyota in garage. Mitchell understood. Switch had happened. Fast, professional. So fast even CIA missed it. Frank, check the mailman, Jim Henderson. Okay, but George, maybe? No, Frank. 47 seconds. That's our protocol. Someone's using it. Next day, November 9th, anniversary of Berlin Wall falling. Mitchell waited at window. 10:30. Jim came, normal mail delivery. 3:15. Jim came again to 237th, but this time Mitchell was prepared. Small camera, recording. Jim rang doorbell. 47 seconds. Door opened. Jim handed over an envelope. White, small, door closed. Mitchell stopped video. Zoomed in. Symbol on envelope. Blurry but visible. Double-headed eagle. Russian Imperial coat of arms. Mitchell grabbed phone. Frank, Russian Imperial coat of arms. On the envelope. George, calm down. Do you have video? Yes. Sending it. 5 minutes later, Frank called back. George, you're right. This is official Russian diplomatic pouch. But how? The mailman. Frank, get the mailman now. Getting him. But Jim Henderson was gone. Truck found empty. Uniform in truck. ID was fake. Real Jim Henderson had gone on vacation 2 weeks ago. Was in Vegas. 237 house searched again. This time with dogs. Hidden room found in basement. Inside, radio transmitter. Encrypted documents, 5 different passports, $100,000 cash, the Johnsons interrogated. Real identities, Vladimir and Irina Volkov. In America since 1992, sleeper agents. We were just retired, Vladimir said. We waited 25 years, nobody called. Then 2 weeks ago activation came. From whom? Don't know. Mailman came, said code, old code. Wait 47 seconds, we understood. Mitchell was right. Old Soviet network had been activated. But why? For what? Investigation deepened. Fake Jim Henderson caught. At airport, boarding flight to Moscow. Real name, Dmitry Petrov. SVR agent, Russian foreign intelligence. What were you carrying? They asked. Just information. What information? Petrov smiled. 25 years of information. List of sleeper agents, the ones still active. CIA in shock. How many sleepers in America? Sib, Nuru, Item. Mitchell was rewarded. Quietly. Intelligence Star, highest honor for civilian. But Mitchell didn't want medal. I was just looking out the window, he said. Frank laughed. You looked out windows for 34 years, George. And you're still looking. Someone has to look, Frank. They never stopped. Why should we? Mitchell went home. Same window, same chair, same binoculars. New mailman came, young woman, cheerful, every day 10:30. Mitchell watched, seemed normal. But Mitchell knew there was no such thing as normal, just abnormalities not yet noticed. He wrote in his journal, November 10th, new mail carrier. Sarah Miller, 28 years old, left-handed, slight limp in walk. Old injury or carrying weapon. Continue observation. November 11th, Sarah came at 10:28, 2 minutes early. Hurry or time adjustment? Pay attention. November 12th, normal, but looked at 2:39 twice. Why? House empty. Empty for 3 months. And it continued. Every day, every hour, because George Mitchell was retired, 70 years old, alone, old, but still on duty. His mission wasn't over, wouldn't be over. The neighborhood seemed quiet, normal, peaceful. But Mitchell knew, under every neighborhood was a hidden world, agents, sleepers, couriers, and someone had to watch. That someone was George Mitchell, the old man sitting at the window, but actually America's invisible shield. 6 months later, Mitchell caught another anomaly. Dry cleaner would come every Tuesday, but last 3 weeks also coming Thursday. Reported again. Right again. Chinese intelligence this time. Mitchell was now legend at Langley. They called him the Eye of Arlington. But Mitchell didn't know. Didn't want to know. He just looked out the window every day, every hour, because someone always had to watch. And he would watch. Until his last breath, because patriotism didn't retire, duty didn't end, and eyes, trained eyes, never closed, never. The truth is, in every suburban neighborhood across America, there are George Mitchells. Men and women who spent decades learning the patterns of deception. They don't wear badges anymore. They don't have security clearances. They look like any other retiree tending their garden or reading their newspaper. But their training remains. Their instincts stay sharp. Their eyes still catch what shouldn't be there. Mitchell proved something that November day in Arlington. He proved that retirement is just paperwork, that vigilance is eternal, that once you've been trained to spot the enemy's patterns, you never really stop looking. At 70, with arthritis in his hands and cataracts forming in his eyes, he was more valuable to national security than any satellite surveillance, because he had something technology can't replicate. 34 years of knowing exactly what a dead drop looks like in suburban America. The Volkovs were deported. Petrov was traded in a prisoner exchange. The sleeper network was partially exposed. 17 agents identified, though experts believe dozens more remain hidden. But in Arlington, on Maple Street, nothing seems to have changed. The houses are still neat, the lawns still manicured, the mailman still comes at 10:30, and George Mitchell still sits at his window, watching, waiting, ready, because that's what guardians do. They never really retire. They just change their watch post from Langley to their living room window, and they keep watching. Forever.